In Rocket League, there's always the question of am I too old or am I too young to get into being a pro? So in this video, I'm going to try come to the bottom of this and try figure out the average age of the top 5 current teams. I'm going to see what age, roughly. I'm going to see the exact age of all the pros, the teams that I've selected for today. The teams that I have selected for today is NRG, Gen G, Space Station, Vitality and Falcons. This is basically the top 5 teams that everyone seems to know. So this is the teams that I've picked for today. There is obviously other really good teams and really big teams that I could get a bigger of an average for them. But I could maybe do that at a later point and maybe go into even further depth. But it takes quite a long time to find information, searching, all the teams and if the information's actually up to date and stuff. So we're going to start with NRG, the current newest NRG roster. So the current NRG roster is Daniel, Beast Mode and Atomic. This was announced actually quite recently. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday at the time of recording this, or like a couple weeks ago maybe actually. So the averages that I found online is, so Daniel is 18, Beast Mode is 19, Atomic is 20, which gives you an average of this team of being 19 years old. I then looked at Gen G. Roster for Gen G is Cheese, Magic Bear and Rettles. So Cheese is 19 years old, Magic Bear is 20, Rettles is 22, which gives you an average of 20.333. But we're not going to focus on the 3-3. I think I might just put it round it up to 20. It's a lot easier to work with that number. So the next team that I looked at was Space Station. So the roster for Space Station is Chicago, Hoxer and LJ. So Chicago is 23, actually the oldest pro so far on this list. Hoxer is 22, LJ is 19, which gives you an average of 21. Now we're moving on to Vitality. So in Vitality, the current roster is Zen, Monkey Moon and Exotic. That just would like to quickly say that sounds terrifying, that roster. It sounds like they're going to win everything. Just a quick, yeah, that's crazy. So Zen is 17, Monkey Moon is 22, Exotic is 22, which gives you an average of 20 years old. Then we move on to the Falcons. This is the only Middle Eastern country or team that I looked at. Yeah, because most of the top teams are in like NA in Europe. So the roster for this team is TRK, RW9, Killers. So TRK is 19, RW9 is 17, Killers is 17 also, which gives you an average of 17 and a half. I will actually count this because it's a half, it's not a 0.3. So I'll add this into the calculation that I'll make. So I thought it'd be fun just to get a wider range of numbers. I looked at some of the kind of older pros as well, that have just kind of stopped competing, or obviously still at the top level though, still definitely pro level. Just they're not actually in a team right now in terms of like competing. So I looked at Garrett G, who's 23, Appjack is 21, Squishy Muffins is 24, Justin is 22, Arsenal is 22, and I thought it'd be quite funny just for the lols to add Musty into this. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that I've added him into the pro list. So all the players added up across the 5 teams and the 6 other pros that I've mentioned here, including Musty. He was actually a pro, to be fair, but it was a bit. I actually don't know if he genuinely got on at all. I know he was a sub for Energy, but I don't know if he actually ever played. Obviously went to the events and stuff though. The final average is 20.5. So what does this show? This shows that if you are a bit younger and are worrying like, am I too old? Like if you like, for example, I'm 21. I may have been past my peak now. I don't know if I could ever go pro, simply cause my age. You never know though. Like the thing is, it shouldn't. If you watch this video, it shouldn't stop you from still enjoying the game and playing and trying to get better. Cause you actually never know. Like I never thought that I would be any good at this game. And I'm still quite bad, but I'm definitely like 10 times better than what I used to be. And I never thought I could do that, and all it took for me was to believe that I wanted to get better at the game. And obviously a lot of practice, but this proves that the average age in Rocket League for the top 5 teams. And again, I will do a part 2 at some point and get a bigger average. Maybe if you enjoy this video, I can do it and get a bigger average for the players. Just it's kind of hard to get all the information. I would literally be sitting for like 8 hours gathering information probably of every player. And I also did what to do when they actually became pro as well. So I've just kind of worked it out on average. Like a lot of these players that I've mentioned have maybe been pro for like, just say an average of like 3 years. So basically take off 3 years or 4 years maybe for some of the older players, and that's probably when they went pro. I know that Squishy and Garrett have been playing for like 6-7 years, like at the top level. I think Justin kind of jumped onto the scene a little bit later than that, and obviously Musty, technically not a top pro, but we'll give him it. I also thought it would be interesting to have a look at some of the kind of older players and the younger players. So I went on to it's actually, I figured out the name of the website. It's Liquidipedia. Liquipedia, that's it, Liquipedia, Rocket League. So this is the where I've got all this information from. The youngest players, as you can see in the chart that I've put up on the screen, the youngest player is 13 years old. He's not far off being 14, to be fair, but so he's 13, which is crazy. So if you guys are round about like 15 or 14, 13, you're genuinely the best like position to go pro. Like, even if you're not that good now, and you think if you played it for 2 years, you would only be, what, 16, 15, and you are literally in the best position that you possibly could be. So, really, like, on average, it is probably better to be a bit younger because, like, your reaction times are better. You also have a lot more time to play it when you're younger normally because all you really do is go to school. That's not, like, and you get a lot of time off at school normally, like, compared to what an actual working environment would be. So any of you below like 20, I would 100% still say grind as much as you can if you're really wanting to. Don't let anyone stop you. Enjoy the game, of course, but if you really want to get something more out of it, I don't want this video to throw you off or make you think differently about it. This leads me on to my next point, which is the oldest players. So this is all the names that it gives here for the oldest players. So on this anyway, the oldest player, I don't know if he's even a pro. I'll have a look. As you can see here, this is Karma. I've just clicked on this profile. Karma is actually just a streamer, but she's still made a career off Rocket League, made money off it. So I don't know if you would really count that as a pro. I don't know. It's not the same thing, I suppose. But basically, there's always a way to make a career out of something, and as long as it's not affecting your the other parts of your life, like your sleep, your health, your school, if you're still at school, your job, if it's not affecting anything like that, there's really no harm in trying to go for it as long as you can. Yeah, this is going to be the video. So the takeaway from this video is that nothing should stop you from playing the game. Absolutely not. Or any game at that, really. But nothing should stop you in the slightest from wanting to get better at the game. Again, on average, it is better to be a little bit younger normally, because not only do you have a longer career normally, but you also just be faster and have better reaction times, be able to lock in a lot more, a lot of less distractions, you know, if you still live at home, your parents, like stuff like that. So it's one of those things that is definitely better to be younger. But if honestly, I mean, for me, I'm 21, so I don't know. Again, I would love to go pro in this game. Am I past it? I don't know. It's not going to stop me from trying to get SSL though, for sure. I've been kind of close, so I don't really want to let it stop me. You never know, like genuinely you never know. But thank you very much for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.